Let's see, who do we have here? Card number 20 from that 1953 Bowman Color set. It's Don Lenhart of the St. Louis Browns. And this is a unique card. A shout out to our buddy Drew of Vintage Legacy because he knows all about this. This is a unique card because this is a nighttime shot. You can see the stadium lights are on. And there's a lot of light thrown on Don here, almost like a flash light bulb, because otherwise this would be really, really dark. So a unique nighttime shot. And I distinctly remember getting this card, geez, like 10 years ago now? I don't even know. And making the 53-second video, which I set at night in terms of like stadium shots at night in different stadiums. And that was a lot of fun. I would share it with you now, but I think I used a Dave Brubeck song and would be hit with copyright issues and all kinds of fun stuff. So anyway, a beautiful card. Happy Sunday evening to everybody. If you haven't already noticed, this is not a show. It is a hangout for fellow vintage collectors, whether we have guests or not. And we do have guests tonight. Most of the time, we are wasting time looking at and talking about cardboard like this. And through it all, we try to make it time well wasted, which is what we've been up to for about 5 years now, which is crazy. If you're here with us live, welcome to you. Welcome to my fellow YouTubers, to the commenters, to the folks from all over social media land. If you're new to Cardroom Live, don't be afraid to say hello. There's some friendly folks in the chat. This is the live stream where everybody knows your name. We may not know yours, but stick around a few Sundays and we'll learn it soon enough. If you're listening to this later, you may be at work or going to work or coming home from work. If you're at work, I don't know, that's kind of concerning that you're listening to Cardroom Live. Sorting cards, looking at eBay or auction sites, rolling out those meatballs. Maybe you're packing in anticipation of the National. I'm not going to the National, but I'm sure many of those at the bar are going to the National. Shout out. And let everybody know if you're going to the National so you guys can all coordinate about meeting up. You might be, on the other hand, rolling out meatballs, walking the dog, sitting on the john, putting the kids to bed, battling raccoons in the backyard, wondering if Eddie Wakis will come up in conversation. It's possible. Wondering what other kind of Mike foolery we're going to get into tonight. Whatever you may be doing, I do hope you get something out of the next hour. If you want to get in touch or have ideas for future sessions, because I could certainly use some, you could email me at bowman53channel@gmail.com. You can also find me on a whole bunch of Instagram accounts and other accounts below in the description. This session of Cardroom Live is appropriately sponsored by Wheaties, although they don't know that, but I'm sure they don't mind. They're the breakfast of champions. Lou Gehrig, the Iron Man of baseball, says that he believes anyone who wants to go places in any sport has to keep in good physical shape. I think we would all agree with that. And you have to eat smart. And there's nothing better than a big bowl of Wheaties with plenty of milk or cream and sugar. Try Wheaties. You'll be glad you did, because Wheaties sure taste great. And Lou, of course, would know because he's played in 2,130 consecutive games after all. So that is proof alone. So Wheaties, the breakfast of iron horses. And as a special treat, let's listen to the original Wheaties jingle and see if I get hit by a copyright. But considering this is from like 100 years ago, I think we'll probably be okay. Here we go. You can't argue with that, right? Now everybody wants a bowl of Wheaties, right? So good evening, everybody. And let's see who's at the bar. Of course, Mike, the sports history collector, is here. The bar is open and the Mike foolery is ready. Drew from Clean Cheap Shots is here. Mr. Wrenchholder, Ranger Studios, is asking for a ginger ale. That's what I asked for on my flight back to Savannah last weekend. Good to see you, Mr. Ranger Studios. The dog ate my card with a little bit of Eddie Wake's trivia. He was elected to the National League All-Star team in 48 and 49. How about that? He was on a tear. Melissa, the sports guru. Shout out to Melissa and my other guests on last weekend's Hobby Palooza. And again, thanks to Four Collectors for putting that all together. Yank Me Cards Steve is here. Low grade. No grade vintage is here. Good to see you. Mr. J Hawker Vintage Cards is here. For those going to the National Safe Travels, excited to see what you pick up. And the get-togethers, of course, the rest of us will enviously watch on YouTube. Sven Patrick is here. Good evening. Confluence Sports Cards. We can finally start. That's right. Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards is here. Jacob Dahl is here. Peter B. Mike Polina. I'm not surprised that the Everyday Card Collector is here. Eddie Wake was also elected into the Bad Judgment Hall of Fame. Yeah, now that we should actually figure out who else is in that Hall of Fame. Let's see. Spartan Card Collector is here. Congrats to Andrew Jones. Kurt in Brooklyn is here. Mr. Carl from Oz is here. Called Shot Cards, the Savoy Special. Killer 3 Kurt is here. That's right. Did you eat your Wheaties? That's the question of the night. Warren D in the CLE. Yeah, and I wouldn't mind the Card Room live show, not a show, wouldn't mind if you hit the like button. Hey, I appreciate that he was also a World War II vet who served in the Navy in the Atlantic and the Pacific. I wonder if it mentioned it. A lot of the 53 Bowmans do mention their service history. I don't believe this one does, but appreciate you calling that out. Mr. Reese ND Card Ranger is here. Not surprising at all. Sammy Thunder is here. Appreciate it, Sammy. One of these days I'll get back to it, or maybe it'll be Strongsville. We'll see what happens. ET Card Collector is here. Just sitting here sorting about 3,000 soccer cards in a collection. Well, good luck to you. Sounds like you've got quite a night ahead of yourselves. Orlando Collector's Dream is here. Lou Rock TV is here. Happy Hall of Fame Day. Drew is planning on messing up Orlando's hair. Whatever it takes. Don't touch the hair. Mike Petty's here, so we can actually begin. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys in here because we have okay, we've got some cheerleading going on, guys. I don't know what this is about. We've got some guests in here, and they've got some beautiful orange and blue baseball cards that we're going to talk about, and some other colors, but mostly orange and blue. Let's get these guys in here. First of all, it's Mr. Livestream himself.
How are you, sir? Thanks for having me.
What's up, Jason? Are you ready? Are you ready for a back-to-back?
I'm ready for a back-to-back. Absolutely. I might duck out on you a little early, as I mentioned, but yeah, I love Wheaties panel, so this is perfect. I'm excited to see everybody else's stuff.
Wheaties panels on a Wheaties panel. Absolutely. Yep. All right. We got another guy that likes to collect Wheaties, Mr. Aaron Value Vintage. Aaron, how are you tonight?
Doing awesome. How are you?
I'm great. Another guy that knows a thing or two about Wheaties, Stooks Baseball Cards and Curiosities. How are you, man?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And another guy that I know loves Wheaties. And I saw on Hobby Palooza, I feel like somebody said, I feel like this guy doesn't actually exist. He just lives in Card Room Live land. He's not a real person. He is a real person. His name is Reese Andy Card Ranger.
I'm here. I'm alive, man.
He's a real person. He does collect baseball cards.
I'm not sure how I got invited on with all these powerhouse collectors here, but I'm ready. I'm ready.
It'll be great because I've got all of 3 Wheaties cards, but I love them. Although my collection doesn't show it. So
yeah.
Maybe we should just start by looking at some cards before we get into anything. Who wants to start? Who wants to throw up some orange and blue?
Anybody? Why don't we have the encyclopedia? Scott's the legend. Let him start.
and I wasn't going to start with a orange and blue card either.
Fair enough.
I'm going to start with the 1933 Wheaties, Minneapolis Millers.
Oh, wow.
And that's Joe Hauser. He had 69 home runs in 1933 for the Millers. In 1930, he had 63 homers. He had 479 career homers. Only 80 of them were in the major leagues. And here's the back of the postcard, has the Wheaties emblem on it.
Very nice.
There's a full set of them, and you can get them with the envelopes. They're kind of cool.
So, Stu, how did that work? Would you like send away for that, or like,
Yeah,
what was the?
Yeah, these are premiums. You would send away and get them in an envelope. I don't know if you can read that there.
Yeah.
Mike
Oh,
Kelly
and it was
was,
specifically for the Minneapolis Ball Club. Okay.
yeah, and there's also Seattle Indians. I think it's the Seattle Indians. They had 3 or 4 of these also, but they're really hard to find.
Very cool. Way to start off with
Do you
a
say
very
1933?
beginning. Very good. Yeah.
Is that 1933, Stooks?
Yes,
33? Okay.
33.
Okay. Jason, how about you jump in?
Yeah, I'll start with a card that I don't even actually own. But I think when most people who collect vintage think of the Wheaties, they think of the 52 cutouts. You know, those are pretty prominent and quite available. Fantastic illustrations. I'll call them illustrations because they're kind of mock-ups of the images themselves. This is just a testament to what a horrible friend I am and how absolutely what a slacker I am. So I'm admitting it on this channel live. This isn't my card. I don't own it. I bought it for someone in particular, and it's the 52.
Oh, what a beautiful card. Oh,
and that beautiful card is supposed to go to the guy with the glasses, the other guy with the glasses, not Aaron, on this video. And I've been extremely lax in sending it out via mail. So actually, for all of you who are seeing this for the first time, Alex has 4 Wheaties cards because this is his. So it was specifically for him. And when you rescheduled this, Alex, I'm like, oh, sweet, I can get that out to him in time. And then like 2 days before the show, I'm like, yep, I'm just going to have to eat crow on the channel. So
this is great. I mean, I actually kind of, the masochist in me wants you to hold on to it for a little bit longer, just like so that by the time I actually get it, like I'll be like, oh my gosh, like,
I forgot about this. Look at this, what an amazing card I got. So, I think I texted you. It was purchased at the Fort Collectors Trade Night, and I said, "Do you have this?" I know you were looking for it. And, so I thought of you instantly. It's a great card, and I want to get it out to you as soon as I can. Actually get motivated not to be a slacker. So that's my, then quite honestly, I don't have any of the 52s. So
okay.
I have
you do stuff. You do for now.
I currently am in possession of someone else's 52 right now. So
right. Well, I look forward to thanking you for that someday.
Yes.
So here's the count. So I'll show a card because I don't have that many to show, but this is sort of the counterpart to that one, at least for me. I know he's got 2, and this is kind of the fun thing about this particular issue, I think, is that each player is represented twice. One that's kind of a portrait and one that's like an action shot. And of course, the portrait of Campanella, I should say the action shot is that famous shot of him pulling off his mask and making the catch. And of course, I really like that card. And that image is used in so many other iterations in the 50s. And it's a great one. And I'm sure I'll get it at some point. But I really like this one, too. I personally believe that Campanella doesn't have that many great portrait cards. And to me, this is probably his best one, in my opinion, at least. And I really wanted to get this. And then I was like really kind of thinking about, oh, gosh, I got to get the bear. And of course, the bear is probably my favorite one because he's just got this big, goofy grin on his face. And it's just great. So again, thanks, Jason.
Oh, yes, definitely. Thank me when you get it.
Yes.
not.
Yes, very true. Real quick shout out to Mr. Elite Hunters because that's a cool sighting. Good to see you, man. Sorry, did Aaron, you want to go?
Sure. Yeah, debating. I guess I'll go back to where you started. That's probably the biggest Wheaties in my collection, but
yeah,
you got to get the Gehrig. I don't have the other pose, but I like the Fielding one. I think that's just a cool image of him, and so. Yeah, that's probably about as big as Wheaties get, which is kind of nice, which is one of the reasons we collect them so much is they're kind of all reasonable and it's really neat images and all the fun stuff. So.
Absolutely. Since we're talking about it, I guess I'm gonna get all of my stuff out of the way, which is not much. Here's the other Gehrig. And of course, this is famous for being the very first image to ever be on a Wheaties box.
Yeah.
And I got this framed, I guess, a couple of years ago now. And yeah, just it's funny because it's on the wall and I just sort of think of it as decor, but of course it is a card. And every time I have an opportunity to get it off the wall and show it, I'm happy to take it. So just a really nice image. And the thing about Gehrig for me is, of course, there's some amazing cards, but for such an impact player and such a huge name, I feel like it's hard to get some of his stuff. So although this is not by any means easy, I guess it's sort of off the beaten path a little bit that you may be able to come by this a little easier than some of his other stuff.
Agree. That's an affordable way to get into him because he can get quite pricey. And by no means that's not pocket change, but
right.
It's a great way to get into playing days, Gary.
Right. Reese, go for it.
Yeah, I'll circle back to the Barra and the 52. I've showed this before. I have two of the 51 Wheaties premiums. One is my favorite Barra as well, which is
cool.
That's a Mookie special too. There's 2 pinholes in there as well.
Nice.
I love. And then I also have the Ashburn for my Ashburn collection.
Oh, great.
But this is. I love the 52. I'm collecting the 52 set, as you know. I'm trying to get all the blue borders. I don't have the Williams yet, but just to show the Campy.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I love the Campy as well. So the 51 premiums are always interesting because as Stuke may know more, there was 12 of these, and only a few made it to the 51 actual like mini box they put them on, and then some never made it to the 52, like Ashburn and Mantle, and so these premiums are really interesting set. So
absolutely. Cool. Anybody want to jump in with some more cards or anybody have any sort of interesting history that they can share?
Yeah, well, I think when most people think of the Wheaties, they think of the 52 set.
Right.
And then they think of the Wheaties panels that roughly ran. Aaron and I, I'm self-promotion plug now. Aaron and I did a video on the Wheaties panels.
Right.
And I think there's 11 or 12 series. I have to go back and watch my own video that run from 35 to 41. 41 was a particular set, and 40 was a particular set that's pretty distinguishable. I think the 40 set, and Scott, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was kind of multiple people, because I say people, it wasn't just athletes, and you could cut those out. And then the 41 was like the history of the game set or 100-year, something along that line. But from 35 to 39, it was focused on players. As you mentioned, Gehrig was the first athlete to be on the Wheaties box. I think the first female was a pilot or an aviator. I can't remember her name. So terrible. And I actually think you did a video on that, Alex, if I'm not mistaken, years ago, and I watched it. So yeah, but I think when people think of Wheaties, they think of that, the Wheaties panels or the 52, and there's a lot of other stuff out there. So we saw the premiums. I thought I'd show some of the other fun, extremely affordable stuff. In 1964, they had the stamps. So Wheaties stamps came out in 64. So this is my Willie Mays that I actually think I got this off of our good friend Rocket Rick at one of the Strongsville.
Nice.
So I bought that off of him, and then I only pulled 2 of them. I had 5, and then I pulled the Yastrzemski as well. But they're blank back. They're thinner than your standard card, and they were represented as stamps like that you'd actually glue into a book. So it doesn't just have to be the panels, and it doesn't have to just be the 52 set. And I know there's a couple guys on this live stream that have a lot of cool stuff beyond just the panels and the 52 set. So we've already seen the premiums, which are awesome.
There we go.
Here's the order form for the stamp album.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
It's
Where'd you get
two-sided.
that, Scott? Did you get that at a show?
I got it inside a stamp album.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Of course, he's got the album.
Where else would you get it? Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I have a sample
Ron.
that I pulled for this.
Cool.
We have a few Chicago people in chat.
Nice. Yeah, Aaron, anything handy?
I'll show my few stamps because I pulled a few too.
Okay.
But it's interesting, PSA's world of things. So they give you this is the standard size case, and then they decided maybe you need a tray table if you're getting Nellie Fox for some reason. He's like 5'9", 5'8", something like that. And they give him a tray table. But also one was kind of fun. I grabbed an Al Kaline that was autographed. I thought that was
It's nice.
a unique piece to get autographed. I don't know how many of these are signed by Al Kaline, but I thought that was just something different. So
Yeah.
but neat images. Yeah, something unique image wise.
That's great. And was that like what year was that? The stamps?
64.
64. Okay.
The year that everything came out. Everything in the 60s,
right.
Everything was in 64.
Just blast everything up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Does anybody, so maybe we should just sort of if you guys have any panels, let's start with the panels perhaps and just sort of look at those for a little bit, because those are I think they're beautiful and interesting, and sure they're large format, but we've got some collectors in here that are not afraid of large, oversized collecting.
I can show one. I have one. I'll
Okay.
get mine out of the way. I have a Chuck Klein.
Oh, nice.
And Alex, this would have been for your multi-bat, show a card theme, multi-bat,
Yeah, there it is.
I forgot I had it. I would have shown on when I was on, but I mean, I love Chuck Klein. Obviously, this is the Cubs, but he was on the Phillies and MVP and Triple Crown and Hall of Famer. So, I mean, as I'm sure everyone on here knows, this style and the border, I mean, it doesn't get much better than these panels, right? So, that's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah,
beautiful.
so that's the 35, right? The fancy, what they would call
Yes.
the fancy border, if you will.
Yes, 35.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, Jason, go for it.
Okay, so I'll show. I've got a few, not probably as many as Aaron or Scott, but I'll show 3 off the bat. So they came in, like I said, 35 was the first year, and most of the panels of individual players ran from 39 to 40. So this is, as Aaron mentioned previously, this is just a great way to get into playing days cards of some of these players that in their standard issues are going to be much more expensive, 3x
Sure.
or 4x, and it's absolute, and the imagery is absolutely beautiful. So this was one of my first playing days, Jimmy Fox, and I absolutely love this thing. And this one is cut very well, so you can see, being hand cut, they were actually, and sorry for the camera, I've got the funkiness going on. You can see that they're all hand cut. So then you get into like, this one was cut too close, right? So that fancy border that Reese was just showing, this was cut down to the blue, so it's smaller, would be minimum size not required or whatever a grading company wants to give it, but I don't care about that. So
Sure.
the ability, some people do, right? So this comes in at a little bit more affordable rate. And this is a Mickey Cochran, great image of Mickey Cochran, cut real well, but some of the border was cut off, but that doesn't mean anything to me for my collection. So I absolutely, if I can get it at a deal, I love it. Same with this one as well. There would be orange at the top and the bottom of this, but it's just a beautiful image of Charlie Gehringer. So cut too short, and I apologize, my camera's acting funky here, but cut too short on the top and on the bottom, but I have his whole image. And the write-ups are fantastic. They are stereo boxes, so blank backs, and sometimes you'll see some glue residue on them. But a fraction of the price of what his 33 or 34 Gaudi might go for. And it's just a beautiful image. So if you can, I've beat that drum 1,000 times over. If you don't mind oversizing, you're like a little off the beaten path, this is a great way to get them in your collection playing days and save some money at the same point in time.
Right. And Jason, in addition to the great cards you just showed, your camera also showed off your fantastic t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I do know. I know that T-shirt.
I know
Yeah.
Duke's got it on too.
See, I'm so
Uh,
fat that I can't. I got to get the zoom out for it to show up. My
If you'd
bad,
like,
Alex. I should have done the pump up when you were doing the introductions. I forgot.
oh,
About
it's all good. It's all good. If anybody in the chat would like their own Cart Room Live T-shirt, just head over to rangerstudios.com for your own copy.
Look at that, and that's how you host a show, my friend, right there.
Just slip that right in there. Okay, Stuke, go for it.
I've got two here from 1940. This is number one set with Red Ruffing and Bob Feller.
Mm.
And you can see it's a little like a star or whatever around the number in the upper corner there. And this talks about Bob Feller striking out 15 batters, his first major league start. Then 2 weeks later, he set the record with 17 strikeouts in a game.
Awesome.
And for those who care, the grading companies grade those too if they're cut out.
Yeah,
which I found odd.
I think SGC will do the whole panel. I've seen those graded.
Yeah, I think you're right, Scott.
Here's one with Jimmy Fox and Bill Dickey. In the middle is not too bad of a slacker himself. Bernie Bierman coached the University of Minnesota to 5 national championships, which is saying something right there.
Right.
I'm sure that had nothing to do with the purchase of that one. You were getting it for the Bill Dickey, Scott?
The Jimmy Fox.
Oh, really? I'd have assumed it was for the Minnesota.
And then this is the 41.
Oh,
you can tell the number is different in the upper corner there.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has Bob Feller, Bernie Bierman, and Bob Feller is the first pitcher to pitch, and only pitcher ever to pitch no-hitter in his opening day of a major league season. And this is a full box, except for the top flap.
Oh,
I bought this on eBay during last year's National when I couldn't go. So there's hope out there if you're not going to the National.
Awesome.
I love that. That's so cool.
Get your little Wheaties in
Now
your
a
spoon
preferred
ad on the
beer.
side.
Yeah. Great.
Wow.
Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, gosh, they had such a great design team working for them.
Yes.
Right. Like just for the consistency across all the stuff they did. Anybody have any 52s besides the ones that we've seen so far?
Yeah, Aaron, did you have any panels? I know you got a ton though, right? Did you want to? I wanted to see one in particular. I was hoping you were going to show one.
Which one did you want to see?
Well, you got about any DiMaggio. So,
yeah, we've got time, so as much as you want.
Well, I was gonna show you just kind of how we talk about how many different series there are. I don't have the full run of Hubble, but there's a couple different images, and then we get a little bit bigger image with lots of cool colors.
So gorgeous, yeah.
A little more write up, and then you get the ones that show you how to play baseball. And then you get the ones that are, I always call these kind of like a sunburst looking design. I think there's a DiMaggio in that set. And then more how to play baseball. I think it's a different one.
Yeah, it's a 37.
And then that might be my favorite of all the issues because it goes through and they explain like a highlight of their career. So he talks about that famous All-Star game striking out all those guys in a row.
Right.
So to me, that's kind of a neat way to collect. If you're a player collector, you can deep dive, and I don't think any of those hit even half of what a 33 Gaudi would cost you. So,
right.
Yeah, I love the options, love the images.
Yeah, gorgeous. Can you hold up that? Shoot, I don't even know what year it is. It's the Hubble. It might have been the third one you held up where he's
with the yellow,
a low angle yellow shot, the yellow backdrop. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just great. So very much of the time in terms of the style. It's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
This one's actually I should ask Scott, and if anyone else knows, This one's a different type of consistency. It's almost like a paper. It's not so much cardboard. I've heard some talk. It could be a salesman sample, but it looks like it was glued into a book or something instead of being the traditional. But it's definitely flimsy. If I take it out, it'll bend over my finger. It's definitely like a thick paper, but nowhere near cardboard.
There were ads, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me 100% on it. There were ads that were very similar to, I've seen them where they're actually out of magazines and such that are from that particular set. And when I say set, I don't know what series that is, but I know there were some ads and like smaller than an actual panel. But I have seen those. So maybe that's it. I don't claim to be the expert on it, but I'm thinking that could be it.
I'm not familiar with that being a salesman sample, but there's a lot of things out there I'm not familiar with. So
that's not true, Scott. You're familiar with everything.
No.
Your nickname's the
Someone
encyclopedia
was going to say it. Yes.
There's
Well,
three things he doesn't know, maybe, and that's maybe one of them. But
did we find the one thing?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm curious if any of you guys have one of the trays from that tray set.
Yeah, you have a Joe Rizzuto,
Nice.
There you go.
and of course it has the paper from the inside of the box.
Right.
They're starting to get a little more expensive, but they're still. I've seen Stan Musial under $200.
He was
Jackie
50.
Robinson.
It was
Jackie
50 like a year ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson is the one it's $1,000 or more if you want to get that one.
Right.
But Ralph Kiner, Musial, Rizzuto, and Jackie Robinson.
So I found. Sorry.
I was going to say just to supplement that, I do have the Musial, and it was somewhat recent because I knew we were going to be doing this, and it was definitely not a triple-digit cost. So
sweet.
Yeah, you were under 100, Aaron.
Yeah, I think it was 70 or 80 or something like that. So yeah, they're fun.
Very condition sensitive. Obviously, there's chipping on those constantly, but they're awesome. Like Scott said, the Jackie's the big boy, but you can pick up the Kiner. I was looking at them initially, and I'm like, oh, you can get the Kiner for like $20, literally. So
I found this ad specifically for these trays. I'm sure it's difficult to read, but it's, calling them all out: lithographed on metal, true to life, natural color. Hang them in your room, swap them with your friends. And I guess they would actually package them with the cereal. So they were sort of like attached to it, as Scott showed. And it says yours at your grocer's at no extra cost. So I guess this would have been in magazines and newspapers and all kinds of other places, and like comic books for sure for kids. So kind of fun to see the stuff that's sort of surrounding the promotion of that kind of stuff.
And that was 52, right, guys? That was 52 as well.
I believe that's what I've been told over the years. But then Mangini and Rick came out and said possibly not. So
okay. No one believes that Mangini guy anyway.
Right. It's always a good day on Cardroom Live when we've tempted somebody to buy something. So
nice.
Confluence sports cards.
Well, Ruben's a Pirates guy, so that's perfect.
That's right. Yeah, right up his alley. Yeah. Cool. Sorry.
I have my oldest item here. That before I guess we move on, maybe I can show you this. It's the opposite of an oversized. It's a 1932 Babe Ruth footbook of Wheaties, and I'll show it to you quick. And
wow,
it's thought to be. I mean, if you look it up, it might be their first ever premium advertisement in physical, like to have a player. So like before this, they were on the radio, right, on billboards. But the interesting part about this, if I go closer, is at the bottom, you'll see this was authorized by Christy Walsh, who is basically one of the first promoters, or I'll say agents, right? Player agents. So it just brings together like so many things to me for baseball history, because one, it was made in New York by like the movie, it's called the Movie Book Company. And it's, I mean, if I flip through it, I'll have to hold the bottom, but it's basically like a movie book where you see Babe Ruth bat.
Oh yeah.
And I can just imagine, like in 1932, there was no television, right? So a lot of kids probably never saw Babe Ruth actually swing a baseball bat, right?
Right.
So I don't know. This brings together a lot of things. Playing days Babe Ruth back is really cool with Wheaties, and neat saying by Babe Ruth on the back. If you can read that, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I just thought it was a really, really neat item, and I got this at the last Philly show, and I actually didn't plan on getting it, but I saw it, looked it up, and luckily I went back and it was still there. But yeah, it was just a fun item. I think it's the earliest Wheaties, player licensed premium. So
That's awesome. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and Reese, I've never seen that. That is so cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I wish I could. I don't want to do it too much, but like
No,
it's really
right.
cool. It shows them batting
Yeah,
in there,
we can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so unique, and it's so easy to imagine a kid listening to a game and playing with that as he listens to the game. Like,
if we had these, right? How many times would I flip through that book? It's like, and the thing about I can't do it because it's really thin, but this one's a misprint. So there's two covers on this. There's this cover, which is a little beat up, but there's actually a second Babe Ruth cover underneath that's in very good condition. So it's like a misprint, right? None of them sell. So yeah, I could not get it. I had to get this when I saw it. I just love this so much. But that's it's probably my most unique item, but maybe my favorite. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Reese, in comparison to Babe Ruth, is it affordable? You don't need to tell us the amount, but we know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a 32. I mean, when I think I paid like $450 for it. So I mean, they've gone up in auction. They go. I've seen like 500 and some, or depends on the condition. Now the interesting about those is that they don't know how there's no advertisement of, hey, send in 20. But
right.
Supposedly, in one of the auctions, the Hunt auctions, there is a letter that came from General Mills Flour and an envelope. So they think it was definitely like a mail-in offer, but they're not really even sure how you would mail in to get it. But yeah, so it's really, really interesting. So,
you just hit the top of my want list with that. I've never seen that. That is so cool.
It's fun.
I'm going to yell at Aaron because he's my resource for everything. The fact that he hasn't shown me that.
It's so small, Jason. It's so small.
Is that new to you? That's not new to you, is it really?
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
It's interesting, too, because a few years later, Quaker took over the Babe Ruth premium market. And
right.
You see his Quaker Babe Ruth, this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said it wasn't like a fly-by-night thing, because Christy Walsh was, basically the sports agent back then, one of the first ones, or the first one. So to have his name on it, it was officially and professionally done, which is really cool. So yeah, I need part of history. I just I have it above my office in my display.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's definitely on my want list now.
Fantastic. Real quick. Appreciate it, Carl. Carl says this is a terrific show, Alex. Very well done. And then, without skipping a beat, Mr. Wilhelm jumps in. It's not a show, Carl. Thank you both. Yeah, and so guys, we got some time left, 20 minutes or so. Anything that we haven't seen yet that you'd love to share?
I know Reese has the individual card, but this is a box that came out. 1951 Wheaties. There was a find of them in the early 90s, so there was a few of them around. There's still a few of these around. 6 different athletes: Ted Williams and George Mikan. Stan Musial. I got a Stan Musial card from Elite Hunters at the Dallas show one time.
Oh, nice.
But they're just blank on the back. It's the inside of the box, basically.
So that box wasn't processed. That was like it never actually got assembled and then distributed.
Right.
Okay.
Somebody found a whole case of unused boxes,
Gotcha.
and it came on the market early '90s, maybe late '80s.
Wow.
Now there's a few on eBay. I've seen complete sets of them on eBay.
Yeah.
I have a
Not cheap
few.
though. They're not cheap.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's gone up pretty fast too. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I have. This is the one you were showing.
Oh yeah.
Definitely cut out by a kid, but I love that background. You know, the orange.
Yeah.
And this is the Musial,
Nice.
and then the Ted Williams. But I don't have the Champion's Choice in the bottom, but
Right.
yeah, they're fun set.
Very cool.
Can I jump in and show I'll re-show the stand,
Oh, there you go.
but
Cool.
also the premium. It really is cool when you see everything kind of together to see the image
That's
reused
awesome.
and kind of reinterpreted in different formats. So
That is cool.
yeah, so 51, 52 for Stan. Kind of fun.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
The thing that I always like chuckle about is with this Wheaties stuff is because it's all hand cut. I'm imagining us as collectors like time traveling back to when the kid was cutting out. Like, what are you doing? Like, stay on the line, right? Because they're just like kids cutting it out, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Max's code in chat made me think that I should be looking for Charizard shaped Wheaties flakes.
Yeah,
Or
wasn't there,
Elvis.
potato chip, wasn't there a potato chip that looked like Jesus that went for like $18?
Yeah.
Looking for that Charizard flake.
What blows my mind cutting those things out is you have to stay outside the lines. If you cut on the lines,
yeah.
then you're getting
Right.
an authentic. Like, what kind of insanity is that?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it's fun because it takes a particular kind of collector, right? And a mind shift in what you like and what you want your collection to be about. So first coming back into the hobby, or particularly vintage, I was, you got to have a good graded copy. It's got to be a number. Thanks to the influence of good friends such as Aaron, I've done a complete 180 on that. And actually, sometimes I look for a rough cut one or one that's cut short because the image is intact and it's
beautiful.
It gets you the deal. So this is my Lefty Grove that's cut short.
right.
One of my first Lefty Groves, though, right? So it becomes affordable for me. It might be missing an 1/8 inch off the top, but I could care less. This is one of my favorites. I think Aaron said this might be his favorite Carl Hubble. It clearly had to be because he had two of them. This was his as well, and I ended up buying this off of him. It is a Mookie special. It does have pinholes. The edges are roughed up, but that's the whole point, right? I think baseball cards in some degree, were meant to be collectibles and people were taking care of them even before people knew to take care of them. I don't think anybody was looking at their cereal box in 1936 going, I need to cut that out and make it perfect. And if they did, the foresight is amazing, right? It's absolutely amazing. So that's why I love the panels. The panels, you can get that kind of stuff. And the one that I bought off of Aaron, and I'll just show, it's rough, but look at how beautiful that is. Like, the edges don't mean anything to me. That's just such a beautiful piece. So
is that the biggest Thrills series?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I've got one Bob Feller. I like the color on that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's a really nice one.
DiMaggio's in that series. There's a Dizzy Dean. Aaron, do you have the Dizzy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you had the Dizzy. He's on the Cubs, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Dizzy's fun. This kind of either makes everyone happy or makes everyone sad because he's in a Cubs uniform, but his highlight is from his Cardinals days. So depending on your perspective on life, either everyone's happy or everyone's mad. But yeah, it's kind of cool, the whole write-up and explanation of it. But yeah, he's a tough one. That's a 38.
Yeah.
Series 10, I guess. So
Neat.
Yeah. Can I run through my DiMaggios just because Jason?
Heck yeah.
I found them. I've only got 3. I think there's 5. I have 3 of them so far. So work to be done, but yeah, the tips for batting, and then you've got this one. A little note to his fans. That's a neat one. Always the same great colors. And then if I were a salesman instead of a ball player, there's one product I could really get together and pitch for, and that's Wheaties. So
That's a great one.
all three are pretty
Nice.
fun. Yeah, a little bit of work to do, but
Beautiful.
for DiMaggio, they're affordable.
And I can't say it enough. I sound like a broken record. Pennies on the dollars in comparison to a DiMaggio card.
Right.
Pennies on the dollars. I mean, truly affordable. Plain day. Some of them, you know, I don't know. I know a lot of people consider a 38 Gaudy his rookie. I think one of those is a 37, if I'm not mistaken. So it's earlier than his 38 Gaudy. So we're talking earlier than the quote unquote mainstream rookie card. You know, I know a lot of 36 worldwide gum is, I guess, the consensus. I don't know if there is a consensus anymore, but hundreds of dollars instead of thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right.
Yeah. And actually, I mean, this one actually has statistics on it from 1936, so it's definitely 37.
Cool.
Yeah, there was one I almost pulled the trigger on. I think you and I shared it with each other, Aaron. It was that particular one, but it had mold like all over it. And I'm like, ooh, that's really affordable. If I can, you know, if I could get past the mold all over the place. I mean, it was all over his face. It looks like he had a chicken pox. And even I have limits. I'm like, all right, maybe I need to pass on the mold.
Send it to Kurt, see what he can do on that one. Yeah.
Right.
The mold care.
Here's a great question from the bar. Who has actually eaten Wheaties, and do you like them?
I don't like them. It's not. I
Lot
don't.
of sugar.
I've
Lot of
eaten them. I
sugar
don't
on
like
them.
them. I'm not a
You
big
have to
fan.
put a lot of sugar on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, Scott. You got to put a lot of sugar on them.
That's why frosted flakes exist. Yeah.
Right. Right. Look at me. Do I look like a man of health? Like if there's not 5 pounds of sugar on it, I'm not eating it.
I remember buying Wheaties way back and thinking like this was a good choice. This is a healthy choice, and then proceeded to put lots of sugar and milk on it, and like totally
Right.
ruined any healthy.
If they had the cutouts, I would still buy it today.
Yeah, right, right.
Cutouts back.
Yeah.
My favorite part is finishing that bowl of cereal, and then there's about an inch of sugar that didn't dissolve in the milk. Still at the
Oh
bottom.
yeah. Oh gosh.
Right.
Oh yeah. That sounds good.
Here's a 97 Wheaties, Cal Ripken,
Oh wow.
and they were on the boxes. Reese mentioned if they had cutouts today. Well, this is as close as I can get to today.
Wow.
Frank Thomas, Ryan Sandberg.
I was looking at those for this episode too, Scott. I saw a couple of those online.
And then you can make your own. You can just cut a player off the box.
Right. Right.
There you go. Cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, I know, like in the '90s, you know, during the Jordan era, it was a big deal, and I only have one. And I actually bought this at a garage sale. It was an uncirculated box, much like the 51 that Scott showed. I'll try and back up, but it's the full box commemorating Hank Aaron. And
Nice.
you know, I got this at a garage sale for the high dollar cost of $5. And
Right.
then the top loader costs like $10. so the top loader costs more than the actual uncirculated box. But even if you're like into some of the players of, you know, if you grew up in that era, the Jordans and the commemorative cards of like Aaron, you can find the commemorative Gehrig too at a real affordable rate. And that's another way to go. I mean, if playing days doesn't have to be your thing, and some of the images are just beautiful images. So.
Right.
And the
Really
97s came in tops and pinnacle. So it depends
Pinnacle,
on
yeah.
depends on the box of Wheaties, if it's frosted Wheaties or regular Wheaties or whatever.
Right. I don't mean to be a party pooper, Alex. I'm gonna duck out real quick. I've got to get going, and you know, I'm Johnny Livestream. I've got another one in 10 minutes. So
Yeah. Real quick, what's live stream on so everybody knows?
big shocker, it's the National. So we're gonna be
Yeah,
talking
I've heard of
National. We've got Mr. Mangini on, Rick Vintage Oddball Cards, and my good friend Sammy Thunder. We're just gonna shoot the breeze and hang out with friends. So
All right. Sounds
all right,
good.
thanks
So
guys. I
maybe-
had a blast. Thanks for having me on, Alex.
All right. Appreciate it.
Bye bye.
See ya.
I have one other bit of trivia. Did you know that Wheaties made up 2 of the athletes they made cards of? Jack Armstrong was one of them, and Betty Fairfield was the female athlete that wasn't a real athlete.
Oh.
I think they even had her as a pilot and a few other things. Same with Jack Armstrong, football player, baseball player. I don't have any of his, but
Wow. That's cool. That's crazy.
It's awesome.
All right, guys, we can probably start to wind down. But any last cards to flash before we finish up?
I have an ad if you wanted to see
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, this is a 1949 comic book ad of Wheaties. Let me back up here. It's Richie Ashburn, and it's from June. It's called True Crime Comic Book from June of 1949. But it's really there's a lot of like stats about him on like his 1948 season. You know how fast he was. Then there's a little cartoon, you know, about Wheaties and his quote. You know what he says about Wheaties, but I saw Richie Ashburn. And I thought it combines Ashburn and Wheaties. I'm in. So
Yeah, right.
yeah. Apparently, there's a lot of these in comic books, you know, back then, and similar ads, different players. But
Right.
yeah,
Very cool.
good stuff.
nice.
Yeah, I'll wrap up with what I think is somewhat unique because I don't think a whole lot of these have more than one player, but they got
That's
Dizzy
right.
and Paul together. I don't know if they have many items together, to be honest. So yeah, I thought that was just a unique, cool thing.
That's
So,
Dizzy and Daffy.
yeah.
Cool. Real quick, because you were talking about it, Reese, I pulled up a couple of images from comic books. So here's an actual ad in a comic book, specifically talking about the 52 cards. You know, all the sort of usual stuff that you would expect, marketed towards kids, 60 all new champion trading cards, and, you know, not just baseball, of course, all the different sports. And then it's like it talks about trading them, decorating your room. Looks like this kid has it says, see, I have my own private sports gallery. It's like anticipating what we all have, except it looks like he like stuck them on his wall, so his mom's probably going to be pissed.
Pinhole.
That's true, yeah. But really cool. And then here's there's a whole series of these spark up promotions with different players, and the idea was there's like a mini comic with the player, and you can see there's a really nice shot of Stan, and it actually says below the image, it says, cut this photo out, look for different champion pictures in other Dell comics. So this was specifically to Dell Comics, I guess. And even though it's like comic book paper, I guess you could cut it out and sort of treat it like a baseball card. So kind of cool.
Very cool.
Very neat.
Stuke, any last cards?
No, I think everybody's seen everything I've shown. I got some I didn't get out, but tomorrow's another day.
That's right. All right, guys. Yeah, absolutely. It was a really fun non-show. So Aaron, Reese, Stuke, and I guess Jason, even though he like bailed out. Thanks, guys, for jumping on. Everybody, make sure you head over to 4 Collectors at 9 for a talk about the National with Jason and company. So we will see you guys next Sunday night. Everybody have a safe trip if you're heading to the National, and have a great week. We'll see you guys in a week. Take care.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks, Pat.
See.
Thanks.